Tonight, a full winter wallop on Boxing Day. The snow, blinding. Roads, dangerous.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
How much does it hurt right now?
A lot. Cold and icy.
And the Canadians who took on the storm in search of sales. Why shoppers are still playing it safe with every purchase.
I wasn't able to get them much for Christmas Day.
And the end of an era. The last of the world-famous Dionne quintuplets has died. A polarizing chapter in Canadian history is closed.
CTV National News with Heather Butts. Reporting tonight, Mirella Fernandez.
Good evening. Across the country, bitter cold, blowing snow and freezing rain kept Canadians busy shoveling, salting and scraping windshields. The icy blast landing on Boxing Day and forcing deal seekers to consider whether it was worthwhile to venture out. CTV's Kamal Karamali reports tonight on the unwelcome winter storm still rolling through.
Low visibility, high winds, freezing shoppers caught in a snowstorm while hunting for the hottest Boxing Day deals.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
Even trying to walk in this for long periods of time, nearly impossible, with ice and snow pelting your face and the wind cutting right through your jacket.
Do not leave the house. My advice for everyone.
The McCrimmon family didn't take that advice, and now they might be regretting it.
How much does it hurt right now?
A lot. Cold and icy.
Now, the hard part, getting back home.
Are you afraid to try the drive home?
Oh, yeah, I have those worries for sure, but I'll stay calm and composed.
Major highways across Toronto packed with layers of snow, leaving drivers stuck and stranded. Look at this, nearly a dozen vehicles skidding off this highway on-ramp with drivers trying to dig their way out.
If you have no choice to be out there, the best advice that we can give you is to plan and prepare as much as possible. Take a look at where you're going to the destination. Make sure you plan out your route.
Southern Ontario hit with snowfall and freezing rain warnings, but parts of Newfoundland and Labrador also experiencing a winter storm wallop. The prairie is also seeing heavy snowfall, while further west, more snow and extreme cold warnings. Here in Ontario cities outside Toronto, high winds and high speeds are the biggest worry.
It's very bad. Unfortunately, most of the drivers are not slowing down.
While in prairie cities, the snow and cold didn't stop shoppers from searching out deals, while others wish they'd waited.
Was it worth it?
For this weather, no, absolutely not.
With most of the warnings set to be lifted by tomorrow. Kamal Karamali, CTV News, Toronto.
Warnings are also in place in the U.S., where the burst of brutal weather hit on one of the most hectic travel weekends of the year. New York and New Jersey are under states of emergency, with the Northeast bracing for the biggest snowfall it has seen in years. The monster storm upending travel plans. There are long lists of cancellations at the three major airports in New York and New Jersey. And treacherous driving conditions stop traffic. Icicles seen dangling from power lines and streetlights. And a rocky takeoff for this plane in Rochester, New York, through screaming wind and heavy snowfall. Widespread disruption stretching to San Francisco, with a 2-hour ground delay blamed on high winds. And Florida airports also recording hundreds of delays. No wind or snow could stop the bargain hunters from heading out to try and snag a deal on Boxing Day. Caught in a rising cost of living crisis, Canadians are intent on getting as much bang for the buck as they possibly can. CTV's Abigail Beeman caught up with cost-conscious shoppers in Ottawa.
That's kind of like my birthday/Christmas gift.
Like many Canadians, money is tight for April Parent. She's at the mall hoping to buy a late Christmas gift for her husband at Boxing Day prices.
I wasn't able to get him much for Christmas Day.
The repeated focus on cost of living for many Canadians, it's real and it hits home. They're living with it. I think for others, they might be in a better place, but the culture of frugality is permeating many, many more Canadians.
This retail analyst says in the last few years, the number of deal hunters keeps climbing.
30% extra.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yes.
There was some deals on some stores, but not as much as we thought.
This used to be the number one shopping day, really, right, when you think about it. So it's got a lot of firepower behind it.
Even with Black Friday's growing popularity and Boxing Week deals that are available early, one study found about 8.6 million Canadians are expected to take part in Boxing Week. That's about 1 in every 4 Canadian adults.
So there's definitely less impulse.
Consumer analyst Pat Pellegrini says Boxing Day shoppers are more likely to plan their purchases.
People that have done a lot of research online, they trust reviews online, they trust influencers, so they all have more participation with digital and online, and they also still go to malls, still go to thrift stores.
Where you live makes a difference too, according to Vividata, with people in BC more likely to shop and Quebecers much less likely. And of course, for many, Boxing Day is also about being together.
Here hanging out with family, to be honest, day after Christmas.
I'm just looking around with my mom.
And tradition. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
There will be no shopping at PEI's largest farmers market. Part of the building that housed it went up in flames on Christmas Day. Investigators have to determine what sparked the fire, and until they do, vendors are left in the lurch. CTV's Maria Saru reports.
The damage at the Charlottetown Farmers Market is hard to miss, even under a blanket of snow. The blaze that broke out here in the early hours of Christmas morning has shuttered the building and put livelihoods on the line. More than 60 vendors rely on it as their primary source of income. Farmer Travis Comiskey is one of them.
There is a lot of stress with bills and with just trying to keep the lights on.
The Charlottetown Fire Department says it was paged to a structure fire shortly after 3 a.m. Thursday morning. In a statement posted to Facebook, the department wrote, "A total of 6 fire trucks, along with inspector and chief's trucks, were on scene with over 40 firefighters. Within 3 hours, the fire was controlled, with 1 engine and crew staying on scene in case of flare-ups. There are no injuries. The public is being asked to stay clear until necessary work is complete." John Bell, vice president of the local Firefighters Association, gave credit to the first responders and said his heart goes out to all affected.
Especially on such a close to home kind of day like Christmas. It's never good to get a call like that.
A GoFundMe has been set up to support vendors until an alternative space is found.
The damage is fairly extensive, and we don't know how long we're going to be out or how long it's going to be before we can pivot.
Investigators are still working to determine the cause of the incident, and the Charlottetown Fire Department says the investigation is in its early stages. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
A Salvation Army building in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan is being described as a total loss after a fire on Christmas Day. The building already engulfed in flames when fire crews arrived around 8 p.m. Thursday. It was the city's only warming center and recently served hundreds of Christmas dinners to those in need. No injuries were reported from the fire. And crews scrambled to extinguish a raging fire inside a barn in rural Ottawa that brought down a hydro line. The barn was burning on all 4 sides and emitting black smoke. The property owners confirmed there were no animals inside. With no hydrant in the area, tanker trucks were used to shuttle in water. Firefighters say an excavator was used to move debris and then gain access to some hot spots. One firefighter suffered a minor injury. The RCMP have arrested 19 people they say illegally crossed from the U.S. into southern Quebec. The undocumented Haitian migrants were taken into custody near the New York state border, about 60 kilometers south of Montreal. The youngest is a year old, the oldest 60. 8 of the migrants were taken to hospital, 6 to be treated for frostbite. And Mounties also arrested a man suspecting he was driving in the area, ready to pick up the migrants. We also have sad news to share tonight. The last of the Dionne quintuplets has passed away. Annette Dionne was 91 years old. She died on Christmas Eve. Annette and her 4 sisters became a global sensation from the moment of their birth in 1934 during the Great Depression. They were at the time the only quintuplets to survive beyond infancy. The Ontario government took over guardianship of the quints shortly after their birth and helped turn them into a tourist attraction. The commercial exploitation of the five sisters eventually resulted in an official apology from the Ontario government and a financial settlement. The Prime Minister, Mark Carney, reaffirmed Canada's support for Ukraine during a conversation today with President Volodymyr Zelensky. The Ukrainian leader will meet with U.S. President Donald Trump in Florida on Sunday to try and gain some traction on a peace deal to end the war with Russia. And despite the latest diplomatic push, the fighting carries on. A Russian attack on Kharkiv killed 2 people and injured 8, including a 9-month-old baby. And the Ukrainian military says a missile strike caused major damage to an oil refinery in southern Russia that supplies fuel to Russian troops. Coming up.
We didn't ask for this fight, but Canadians are always ready when someone else drops the gloves.
The shake-ups and takedowns that defined Canadian politics in 2025. "2025 ushered in political upheaval in Ottawa. Longtime Prime Minister Justin Trudeau stepped down. Mark Carney stepped in after winning the Liberal leadership race and a federal election. Carney had to hit the ground with elbows up. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver has the year in politics.
Just days into 2025, the winds of change were blowing strong as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced his tenure was coming to an end.
This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election.
The election wouldn't happen until the spring, but Trudeau's plunging popularity with Conservative premiers, his caucus, and eventually the U.S. president had become insurmountable.
Justin Trudeau, nice guy. I think he's a very good guy. I call him Governor Trudeau. He should be governor.
For months, their troubled relationship and Trump's calls for Canada to become the 51st state dominated the political agenda.
Oh, say, can you see?
And even bled into the sports world, where the U.S. anthem was repeatedly booed. The tense tariff war strained Canada-U.S. relationship, becoming the focus of the 2-month-long Liberal leadership race.
Our neighbors want to take us. No way.
From the start, the former Bank of Canada governor was the front-runner, and in the end,
the next Prime Minister of Canada,
Mark Carney easily won, defeating former cabinet ministers Chrystia Freeland and Karina Gould.
We didn't ask for this fight, but Canadians are always ready when someone else drops the gloves.
The hockey metaphors continued into the federal election campaign that Mark Carney called.
I'm asking for your vote so we can be Canada Strong.
But Canada Strong wasn't the only slogan that took hold.
Elbows up. Elbows up.
This ad with comedian Mike Myers caught the attention of Canadians cementing elbows up.
Elbows up.
As Carney's go-to phrase.
Elbows up.
The 5-week campaign focused almost exclusively on affordability, Trump, and Canadian sovereignty.
Justin Trudeau and Mark Carney and the Liberals have made Canada's economy weak. They are not strong enough to stand up to Donald Trump.
At the start, the Conservatives, led by Pierre Poilievre, were poised to form government, but by the end,
the night before the election, how many of you voted already?
Canadians voted for a slim Liberal victory, 169 seats, including the riding of Carleton that was previously held by Pierre Poilievre. The Conservatives won 144 ridings. The NDP just 7. Its leader, Jagmeet Singh, losing his seat and his political career.
We may lose sometimes, and those losses hurt, it's tough. But we are only defeated if we stop fighting.
Do you think there should be a leadership review?
The election results triggered questions about whether the Conservatives, who lost a major lead, needed a new leader.
Are you worried about a challenge to your leadership, Mr. Poilievre?
No.
Those leadership questions faded slightly over the summer after Poilievre won an Alberta by-election and Carney was accused of dropping his elbows or caving to Trump by repealing some retaliatory tariffs against U.S. products.
His elbows have mysteriously gone missing.
The elbows down saying has stuck around among critics who feel Carney isn't standing up to Trump. One MP who likely disagrees,
A good day for Canada.
former Conservative MP Chris D'Entremont. The Nova Scotia MP crossed the floor to the Liberals in November, just ahead of a crucial vote on the budget and its $78 billion deficit.
I wasn't feeling that I was aligned with the ideals of what the Leader of the Opposition had been talking about.
So let's give a warm welcome to our newest member of the Liberal Party.
And he wasn't the only Conservative who felt that way. The night of the Liberals' holiday party, Markham's Michael Ma revealed he was crossing the floor.
Wow, such a big welcome.
Bringing the Liberals one seat shy of a majority government. But it wasn't all good news for the Liberals this year. The environmentalist Stephen Guilbeault resigned from cabinet after Carney and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith announced plans to build a pipeline to northern British Columbia.
Very pleased that the Prime Minister has heard our concerns and responded to them.
Questions about whether a pipeline are the right move for Canada now are expected to dominate the political landscape in 2026. And already, some pundits are speculating that an election call could come next year. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
Still ahead, the quirky couple winning hearts on every walk. In a country that lives and breathes hockey, one senior goalie is pulling out all the stops to play almost every night while setting records. Here's CTV's Paul Hollingsworth on why it's not just a game, but a lifetime of love.
Mike Fougier doesn't have his driver's license. He takes a cab everywhere, even when he goes to the rink, which is sometimes daily. When Fougier retired from the Halifax dockyard 17 years ago, he started filling his time playing hockey a lot, and he kept track of the number of games.
I wrote them down, then I started getting in the calendar, and I put it in the calendar.
Now 67 years old, this local pickup hockey legend has reached a milestone for number of games played.
Tonight is 4,000.
4,000 games in 17 years. His personal record for games in a single year?
305. I love the challenge, and it keeps me in shape.
And he enjoys playing alongside his friends. Fougier is not one to brag, but at age 67, with thousands of games under his belt, he knows what makes him a good goalie.
Probably I'm competitive. I don't give up on the puck. That's what they say.
Fougier says his wife supports his never-ending hockey schedule, which keeps getting busier.
Once Monday, then I play two times in a row Tuesday. A summer league at the Civic, and then two shinnies Thursday, and then Friday.
It's a source of amazement for his teammates.
It's unbelievable how much of an inspiration Mike is. Just showing up at the rink, 4 or 5 times a week to come play hockey, the game that he loves. I think it's amazing. I hope that at Mike's age, I'll be the same way.
Fougier says he'll keep playing as long as his body holds up. He'd like to play another 25 years, which would take him into his 90s. Fougier thinks it's possible, and he hopes other seniors follow his example to always stay active.
All you got to do is move. I walk a lot, just keep moving, but find something you like to do.
In Mike Fougier's case, he likes playing hockey 4,000 times over a 17-year period. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Halifax.
There are dog walkers and then there are dog walkers. You'll see what I mean in a moment. An Ontario man has taken an unusual step of dressing up when he takes his dog out. CTV's John Venavelli-Rao explains.
Do you want to go for a walk?
That's the question Rich Lutchford loves to ask his best friend Maya, a tiny dachshund whose daily walks involve more than the usual gear.
Go on then, let's go.
Because Lutchford, hoping to fetch some smiles, aiming to turn heads with an inflatable suit that has nothing to do with Halloween.
Just thought it would be funny.
Lutchford, who works as a roofer, simply started regularly walking Maya in public dressed like this. A wiener dog walking a wiener dog.
People kind of look at me like, what is this? Other people are smiling, and I point at them and say, that's what it's all about. That smile. Have a great day. Yes! Have a great day!
Lutchford hoping to add some levity to a world that could use it right now.
Yeah!
And this, the kind of response he gets everywhere he goes.
I've had literally people scream, stop, say, oh my gosh, and then drive off.
And of course, everyone wants a picture.
What do you love about it?
Everything. That he's walking his dog like that. I love it.
I think it's great.
Lutchford also posting videos of himself doing things like going to the dog park and wandering through a grocery store. All sorts of local groups are now asking him to make appearances. The mayor of neighboring Whitby noticed and awarded him a certificate, acknowledging the joy he was bringing to others.
I thought it was pretty cool.
So what does Maya think of it all? Lutchford says she gets excited when he puts on the suit.
I think she likes me more as a dog than as a human.
And Lutchford, he plans to keep on warming as many hearts as he can, leaving his mark one smile at a time. John Benavelli Rouse, CTV News, Oshawa, Ontario.
Straight ahead. Santa flies into northern Ontario to deliver Christmas cheer. Santa can get anywhere he wants with his reindeer and sleigh, but sometimes he does like a little more comfort. Here's CTV's Alex Karp on how he got to northern Manitoba.
Santa didn't need his sleigh to spread holiday cheer. Instead, he used a plane to travel to several Manitoba First Nations communities. I was able to hitch a ride on the Manitoba Kiwetinowe Okamakinak Santa Express, making stops in 4 remote and northern communities, which saw kids of all ages excited to see Santa in the flesh.
It's something different. It brings joy and brings laughter. It brings togetherness.
Merry Christmas!
The Santa Express is visiting 25 communities in 5 days, delivering 12,000 treat bags filled with candy and toys.
Having Santa to just come into the community for kids to see Santa, where in the south you can just see him every day, but over here just once in a while. So this is just extra special.
It's not just kids Santa went to see, but as well seniors at this care home in Bunnabonaby Cree Nation.
Merry Christmas!
This initiative started back in 2009 and is a partnership with Manitoba-based Perimeter Aviation, but this year's excursion is a little different than others. Santa's visits to communities here in northern Manitoba were especially meaningful this year, as thousands were forced out of their homes due to raging wildfires. Hundreds of fires this past summer in northern Manitoba forced over 30,000 people to evacuate, leaving many out of their homes for months on end.
Children are away from home, being absent from school, and I think this will do them good.
Seti says there's a ton of planning that goes into this yearly mission, but says it's all worth it, making sure every child can experience the Christmas magic, no matter where they live. Alex Karpa, CTV News in northern Manitoba.
That's a wrap on the day for all of us here at CTV National News. Thanks for watching. Good night.